Now to our weather. We've got Chief Meteorologist Josh Cozart here. I had to double check the calendar because I was like, is it April? It feels like April today, right? Not June.
No, but 4th of July is literally next week, the Waterfront Blues Festival. And
all ramping up,
exactly. And things will turn sunnier in time for that, but maybe hotter too.
Definitely going to be on the hotter side. So go ahead and soak up the cloudy, kind of damp conditions that we're experiencing right now, because it is going to be a much different picture as we work our way towards the weekend and eventually the 4th of July, which is just around the corner. 68 degrees. That's where we currently sit out at PDX. Mostly cloudy skies out over Forest Grove, thanks to our Explore Tualatin Valley camera. But despite the cooler temperatures, it is quite muggy out there as well. Our dew points climbing back up to about 60 degrees or so. That brings the relative humidity value right around 60% or so, making it feel just a little oppressive out there, comparatively speaking to what we are used to. 60s, 70s, that's where we find ourselves up and down the I-5 corridor at this hour, with low to mid 60s enjoyed along the shoreline as those clouds continue to increase across our area. You'll notice a little bit of that moisture indicated by the green here on our radar. Not necessarily making its way to the ground, but don't be caught off guard if you do pick up on a stray raindrop or two, or maybe even a light drizzle, very similar to what we saw earlier in the day, and that goes just the same with the coastline. Seaside right now with those cloudy skies giving us the typical Oregon view along our coast. As we anticipate that cloud coverage to stick with us not only for tonight, but over the next several days. It's going to act a bit like a blanket for us, keeping those temperatures on the mild side, only falling back into the low 60s to the upper 50s as we approach the sunrise hour. But this mild track of weather is all because of the jet stream sitting just a little bit more horizontally across our area. But over time, we're talking about Saturday, Sunday, a ridge of high pressure is going to start to build here across the western half of the country, and that will be helping to usher in some more summer-like heat and sunshine as we approach the end of June and the start of July. So over the next 6 to 10 days, that takes us all the way through the 4th of July into the 5th. That's where we expect to trend slightly on the warmer side, not only for the Pacific Northwest, but much of the western half of the country, as we've got an equal opportunity to see maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less in the wet weather department, but likely going to be seeing more scattered showers out towards the east, again, over the next week to week and a half, as our futurecast is bringing us just a little bit of moisture for the start of the day tomorrow along the coast. A rinse and repeat scenario for us here in Portland of what we experienced this morning, with maybe a raindrop or two or a light drizzle as we keep the cloudy skies and cooler temperatures going into the afternoon. Friday, very much the same, and then we'll slowly start to clear out those skies and reduce that drizzle potential as we move our way into the weekend. But I think our rain gauges are pushing it just a little bit with that 1/100th of an inch, at least for the valley locations, likely going to be staying on the dry side, which is all right. June has been beneficial in the rain department, only amounting to 3 total days with some moisture, but we still sit above average by about a ½ inch. All right, tonight we fall to 58 degrees, keeping those cloudy skies overhead. Here's what's on tap for tomorrow. Low 60s for us, cloudy conditions with a few scattered showers. The I-5 corridor, a drizzly start to the day, then drier but cloudy and cooler for the afternoon, with a few 80s sneaking their way into the eastern half of the state and out towards the high terrain, 56 degrees. For your Owl's Garden and home forecast, keeping those mostly cloudy skies going through Friday, so keep the plants watered, as we really aren't going to be seeing a lot of moisture, but the sunshine, the heat, it starts to build this weekend. Just look at Sunday, pushing close to 90 degrees for us. I think we'll go ahead and tip the scale, get ourselves back up into the low 90s as we move our way into the final day of June, the start of next week, and July starts on Thursday, still on the warmer side, but kind of looking at some of our long-range models, it really looks like the 4th of July and beyond might be on the comfortable side for us for the Waterfront Blues Festival, the 4th of July. We're talking maybe mid to upper 80s.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take it because it's not always that way.
Right. Sometimes it's really hot for us.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.